What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another video on the League SBC to glory. Over the last week or so since we started this account, everything's changed dramatically. We've gone from making a crap ton of coins from the bronze pack method to not particularly making too many coins from the bronze pack method, but starting to grind the League SBCs to now not really being able to grind the League SBCs. And it's changed for like multiple reasons. One of the biggest changes that caused the League SBCs to not be as valuable via the way that I was going to show you guys through this series is because of the fact that EA have added the third player. So in the major 5 leagues, we've got the new winter refresh players, right? So we've got Lena, we've got Cyprien from the French league, right there. We got Shaqiri, Verdi, and from the Liga Santander we got Correa, if I remember correctly. So EA adding those players in, high rated, quality stats, with nothing other than a coin barrier to get them, caused people to start doing the League SBCs a lot more, which for a lot of the teams in the major leagues that have a lot of silvers caused an imbalance in the amount of silvers that were being produced versus the amount of silvers that were being needed. And so what basically happened off the back of that is, as I'll show you here, a lot of the clubs that were previously affordable are now not only no longer affordable, but some on occasions damn near impossible. Let's take the major 5 leagues because they're the ones that have had the players popped in. So when we look at, as an example, Barcelona not so much, Getafe, Granada, Levante, no, it's Mallorca who's one of the first ones. There you go, they're now up to 28k. That's it for La Liga. La Liga is still actually relatively respectable, but you'll see here with Mallorca, it was cheap, it was cheap, it was cheap. February 14th, it was 14k. Not super duper cheap, but, affordable. And then now here we are up at 32k. It's gone up in at least double the amount of price. And the whole league in general has, of the Liga Santander, has gone up since the inclusion of that player. So the whole league was 197,000 coins on February the 14th. Went up to 250. It's gone down as low as 207, back up to 250. It's now in the mid 220s, right? So the whole league is crazy expensive. When we look at the Premier League, Villa has come massively down, and you would have thought with the inclusion of the brand new golds for Norwich and Sheffield United, you would have thought that they would have gone down a lot in price. They've come down, well, Sheffield have come down a bit in price, but generally speaking, Norwich haven't. Norwich have actually boomed in price. So they were 17,000 coins. They went all the way up to 37,000 coins. And now they're coming in at, how much were Norwich? Now Norwich are coming in at, no, that's Sheffield, Norwich there, 29,000 coins on PlayStation. So still quite high. And Sheffield, I believe that they've come down recently. That's Norwich again. So this will be Sheffield here. So yeah, Sheffield United have come down. That's because of the inclusion of golds. And since February the 14th, when they were at their cheapest anyway, they're actually lower. So they are cheaper. So the Liga Santander and the Premier League are definitely the best 2 leagues right now to keep grinding in terms of the major leagues. But then you look at the other leagues that are available. Let's get rid of all of this stuff here. You look at the Syria and we go to Brescia, and they're now crazy expensive. And we also look at Hellas Verona, and they've boomed in price. And we also look at Napoli. They were always quite expensive, but they've boomed in price again. There's one more team as well. No, that looks to be it. No, was it? Maybe Sassuolo or something like that. Anyway, the league as a whole, once again, has just gone up. Not too much. Generally been quite expensive, but it's gone up, a little bit as a whole. But those clubs specifically, for Brescia, they were down at like 30k, and they've just been raising and raising and raising. They maxed out at 83k, and they're still in the 60s. It's a lot of coins. And then Napoli, have obviously gone up and such as well. We then look at the French league, and Dijon are now pushing over 80k on PlayStation. It says 23k on Xbox. It's definitely not. Mets have gone up in price, and Stade Brestois, they've gone up in price as well. And then from the Bundesliga, you're now looking at Dusseldorf up at 30k, and then you're looking at Paderborn 80k and Union Berlin 40k. And the price of the whole league in general has just flown up. Look at that. It's gone from 237, which was actually okay for the Bundesliga because the packs back are pretty good. And other than Union Berlin and Paderborn, which were quite expensive even then, it was really affordable. And it shot all the way up to 370k. Now it's back down to 311k, but it's still way, way more expensive. So with the inclusion of these fifth players, the leagues, the major leagues have gone up so much to the point where people aren't really completing them, which means there's no need to complete the minor leagues because there's no recycle session, which is causing a problem where basically not enough silvers are getting supplied, which is causing the price of them to go up loads. So when we did the Chinese league on this account, obviously I was able to just buy the players. They were nice and cheap, and we had some success with that. You know, we started with 9,600 coins. We're at 16,600 coins. I've got 78 items on the trade pile. I've got 1,200 players, mostly bronze, about, what is it, about 150 golds or so, maybe 150 silvers, and then like probably somewhere close to 800, 900, maybe even 1,000 bronzes, right? And then a few other bits and bobs in the club, a few consumables that are bronze that I haven't really sold yet. But the problem is now is that before, the aim was to bronze pack and silver pack to complete minor leagues. Complete the minor leagues, which will get you gold players, which will help you complete major leagues. And once you're at a point where you can now complete the major leagues, you would be in a position where you could not only complete the major league, you know, through the players that you had and the coins that you accumulated through the bronze and silver pack method to finish off the players or teams that you didn't have. What you'd get back from the major leagues would then replenish a lot of the minor leagues with the silvers and bronzes because of how many mixed players and Electrum players of packs and stuff that you would get, to the point where you would no longer realistically need to open bronze and silver packs anymore unless you just didn't want to pay for the Paderborn silvers or the Norwich silvers or the Union Berlin silvers. Now, however, with how expensive the Paderborn and Union Berlin and Norwich and Dijon and Stade Brestois silvers are, it is no longer, in my opinion, efficient to just do the major league, do the minor league, do the major league, do the minor league, and hope that you A, make enough coins on the way around, and B, have enough players to complete them. I don't think it's efficient anymore. So what's changed, and how can we benefit from it? So bronze pack and silver pack method, that means it's still going to be good for you. It's just that before, you know, when we started this series, I was saying to you guys, you don't need bronze pack and silver pack method after a point, right? Now I'm saying to you guys, you need bronze pack and silver pack method again for two reasons. Number one, if you're not doing one of the particular leagues at a particular time and you hit a Paderborn or a Dijon player or something like that, you're just going to bank straight away. So for me right now, if I hit a Union Berlin striker, I'm just going to sell him for 10k, right? I don't need the cards. Oh, I mean, speaking of French, I mean, there you go. We've actually hit two bang cards there. We get the French league player. So I'm going to sell him because I'm still only focusing on the minor leagues. And then we hit a Sheffield United goalkeeper who's not crazy expensive, but still a decent amount. And what you get now is when you hit one of those big players, you get a massive coin influx from your bronze and silver packs while still doing the minor leagues. The reason why bronze and silver pack method is now going to be relevant and now going to be important is because now you are going to need to use the bronze and silver pack upgrade SBCs, right? So before I said to you guys, you don't need to do that. And the reason why you didn't need to do that is because you achieved so much from the grind itself that it was okay to spend the coins on the silvers because they weren't like hyper inflated. They weren't like super expensive. But now, guys, here's what you're going to have to do, right? So that's a nice set of players there for us. The reason why bronze packs is going to be so effective is twofold, and silver packs as well. But bronze packs specifically is twofold. Number one, on the leagues that you're not concentrating on right now, you can either store those bronzes and know that you've got them down the line, or you can sell those bronzes to replenish coins. Some of you guys might have a real low coin balance, so selling those bronzes is going to be more valuable for you because you need the coins to keep opening bronze packs. And some of you guys are going to want to hold on to them because you've already got a high coin balance and you'd rather just have the player in your club, essentially. So what you're going to want to do then is once you're at a position where you have a lot of bronzes, even 50, 80 or 100 bronzes, you're going to want to go in and do the bronze upgrade packs, which will be taking your bronzes that have no League SBC affiliation, right? So save all of your Chinese League, all of your Championship, etc., etc., all of your Turkish League, use everything else, right? Maybe you'll want to save one other league as well, maybe the German 3, maybe the England 4 and England 3. You'll want to save those so that when marquee matchups comes on Thursday, you've got some good chem bronzes to use. But generally speaking, you're just going to want to grab your bronzes. Let me pop him in there. Let me drag him over there. Let's pop the centre back down in at centre back. We need one more chem point. What do we got? Surely we've got one chem point here. Boom, there you go. So now we've built a silver player pack. So before, as I said to you guys, this wasn't worth it because the amount of time it took to build the bronze pack was, in my opinion, less valuable than the amount of time it would spend opening more bronze and silver packs and building more League SBCs. Now, and the same with silvers, right? Take your silvers, specifically your commons, but your rares if they're untradeable. Pop your common silvers that aren't from League SBCs into the silver upgrade, because now you're going to also want to help yourself with golds, because it's going to be a longer, like a much longer, it's really frustrating, but a much longer process now of getting golds and silvers because of the fact that you no longer have access to as many grindable League SBCs due to the fact that they've just gone like crazy expensive, obviously. So are we going to get the chemistry out of this? Looks like we might. Pop those two around like that. So that's 38. Can we get any more chem points again? 2 more chem points? Yeah, we can. There we go. So we get obviously a 3 common gold players pack. Now, what I want to show basically is the benefit of the bronze upgrades now. There's twofold of the bronze upgrades, right? So number one, you're going to get silver cards that if they're useless, you can put into gold upgrades. And number two, if they're useful, you now don't have to buy a card that could potentially be incredibly expensive. So what we get is 2 Japanese cards from the same, well, not the same club, but same position, same nation, very similar badge there. So I can't do anything with these 2 other than put them back into an upgrade for the gold upgrade. And then the same with the gold upgrades. What you're going to start doing now is you're going to start replenishing or adding League SBC golds, like we just got there with Juanmi, that you now don't have to spend coins on. So we've actually got 2 League SBC golds and 1 non. And with all the nons, you know, the Greek League, the Japanese League golds, even some League SBC golds that you might be working on, you can now put these cards in the 2-player gold upgrade packs, which will A, give you rare golds for your League SBC grind, and B, potentially give you monster cards, you know, shapeshifter cards or high rated cards. So it's added like an extra length, an extra negative waste of time length to the League SBC system, where it is now going to start taking you, instead of a day to build 20, 30 or 40 League SBC packs, you're going to spend half of that time building bronze, silver and gold upgrade packs and only half of that time building your League SBC packs. So it's going to slow down the process a lot, but it's going to keep it unbelievably cheap and unbelievably efficient. So what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to go and build a whole bunch of silver packs with the players that I've got available and gold packs with the players that I've got available. We'll come back, we'll open those, we'll see what we get and what we saved out of them, and then carry on showing you guys now how best, if you're on a low coin budget, to make sure you still utilize the bronze pack method to make coins. And in fact, well, I kind of showed that, right? Because I know some people are going to be like, I've only got 10,000 coins, I can't afford to build the bronze packs, because you can't afford to save the bronze players. So basically now when you open a bronze pack, you've got to make a decision. I now have 3 players, or, you know, for you guys, 4 players, if you would have opened this exact same pack, because this German guy as well would be useful to you. But I've basically got 4 players here that will go into an upgrade pack and a fitness card that I will sell. Now, I'm not listing them right now, and I knew when I did this series that it would slow down the bronze market for a while, and it did slow it down massively. It is slowly recovering, but I think a lot of the reason why it's a lot slower now as well is because people aren't opening bronze packs, people aren't using bronze players, there's no need for the bronze pack method because the whole market is just on the floor and really, really slow. So, for example, right here, this is a pack where you would have to make a judgment call based on your your account, right? So if you have 50, 80, 100,000 coins, if you're getting coins in because you can put a lot of time into the game, flipping consumables or playing objectives or draft or champs or rivals or squad battles, and you're earning match coins, you can then decide, do I want the 600 coins that this card offers here so that I can get some more coins to open another bronze or silver pack? Or do I want to keep it because I'm working on that league, or because I know eventually I'm going to need that card, right? So for me personally, with only 14,000 coins, it's important that the major bronzes that I get from the leagues that I'm not focused on are sold off to allow me to continually replenish my bronze cards, which will allow me to continually build silver packs, which will hopefully save me coins in the long run. So you guys have to basically decide, and this is sadly something that I can't give exact advice on, because it's based on how long you have per day, how hard you're willing to grind, how many coins you currently have, where you are with regards to the players that you already have in your club. You know, there's so many variables that determine whether or not you should do 1 league, 2 leagues, 5 leagues, all the leagues, save bronzes, sell bronzes, build upgrade packs or not. But in a position that I'm in right now, where we are low on coins and we're low on cards, or sorry, we're quite high on cards, but we're low on specific league cards, what I'm going to go back to doing is just focusing on the Chinese league, the Saudi league, and probably the Eredivisie, because I'm getting a lot of Eredivisie players. But I'm more specifically going to focus on the Saudi league and the Chinese league, because they're nice and cheap anyway. They're really easy to put together. You pack them a lot. As you can see, we've got another one there. And they offer decent packs back in return. So for me, any Premier League player I get, any French league or Bundesliga or La Liga or, you know, not basically any of the major 5 leagues that I get bronzes of, I'm going to sell them. And that is a prime example of a great card to get. So this Norwich card, I was kind of hoping for a decent card. I can get 3,000 coins for this card, which will allow me to open, another 8 bronze packs, which might make me nothing, might make me loads of coins. You guys might be sitting there saying, I've only got Norwich left to do from the Premier League. I'm going to keep him, so it saves me having to actually buy him to go and redo the Premier League. So that's where we're at with that. So for the rest of this video, guys, I'm going to go and gut my club out. Oh, is that the board? Is that going to be is that the man of the match card? That might be the man of the match card there. No, it's not. It was just a 64. Yeah, I'm going to go and gut my club out with non-league SBC bronze and silvers. Build as many bronze, silver, and gold upgrade packs as I possibly can. And I will be right back on that one. First of all, what did we sell there? So that guy sold for 600. Happy days. So yeah, I will be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to the video. I got bored. This is first of all, NepentheZ sold for 3,000 coins, which is great. We're up to 16,000 coins again now, which is great. I got bored after 20 packs, so obviously I've used 220 players. That's right. 220 players to build these 2-player packs, and this is why, like, initially I didn't like the League SBC grind from early days, is because this part of the grind is just real boring, real frustrating, like super unrewarding. You know, the likelihood of you actually hitting a silver that was valuable before was so small that, you know, it was just pointless because of how cheap the silvers were. Now, of course, the chance of hitting a valuable silver is much higher, and so as boring as it also is, it can be rewarding. So we get a Nashville CDM there. I don't know if Nashville have a League SBC part of the MLS, so I don't know if it's valuable or not. Yeah, basically now it's kind of a, you know, a necessity to make sure we do it. So we get 2 MLS players right there, which obviously hasn't really saved us too many, because the MLS typically isn't that great, that expensive of an SBC. But I do know that I've got a lot of MLS bronze already. The MLS is quite cheap as well, so we can definitely start working on that area. And then for all the other cards that we get, obviously we're able to reuse those in other SBCs that we'll get through some of today as well. The scale up in general as well isn't particularly worth it. You know, I think somebody did the math a year ago or 2 years ago. If you, for every like 3 gold players that you produce from silvers that you produce from bronzes, it would have been cheaper to purchase the golds and discard the bronzes. So the only value you get from wasting your time on the silver upgrade packs is the silver league SBC players themselves that could give you some value. And an Augsburg bronze silver there isn't too shabby. That's like a 3k card now, which is great. You know, might even be worth looking at Augsburg if they're a relatively cheap team with a lot of golds and just a couple of silvers. Might be worth going in and just doing that pack just to get a nice gold pack and potentially hit something big and just start that run there. Now, with regards to building the upgrade packs, for bronzes, I only ever use my common bronzes from the off leagues. So, and what I mean by off leagues is just the leagues that do not have league SBCs. With the silver upgrade packs, you could just use common silvers from the off leagues. What you'll find yourself having is a lot of rare silvers from the off leagues that are untradeable, that have no use. So at that point, you can basically choose again, you know, as a judgment call. Do you want to just use these untradeable silver rares, or do you want to wait for EA to release an SBC where you can use them somewhere else instead? You know, that ultimately is your choice. That comes down to you. So we get a Real Madrid silver there. That's not bad. That's a 2k silver for us there. And then sadly a Chievo Verona silver, who last year I think would have been worth a nice little amount, but this year isn't particularly worth anything at all. And obviously you can get a few decent cards from here. You can get some informs. You can get some man of the match cards that are available right now, and during promo weeks, like I know during like future stars, there was like plenty. I think there was like 6 or 7 future stars available with silver base cards, so they would have been super useful. But you see what I'm doing here so far. Like we're 13 packs in now, and the best we've got is a Real Madrid silver worth a couple of K and an Augsburg silver worth like 3k. We haven't yet hit one of those big silvers, and so for me, specifically previously, this is why this was a waste of time, because you are trying to find a needle in a haystack with those expensive silvers, right? And we get a Frankfurt silver there, which is quite nice. He's maybe 1,000 coins, and a Dutch league silver as well. So, you know, we'll save some coins off of those. But for me, it just gets boring. You know, more bronze packs, more silver upgrades, more bronze packs, more silver upgrades. And because EA have changed the way it works this year with how they remember where you were in the league system, and I'll show you what I mean in a second, it added just an incredible time dynamic to something that just, there's no real reason why it should take this long. There's no reason why EA should have it set up so that it forgets where you were and what you were doing. Does that make sense? I'll show you guys anyway in just a second. So we get Nottingham Forest silver there, but sadly nothing yet, with just 2 packs to go right now. Nothing yet from the big clubs that I need things from, you know. So we get a Brentford and another MLS player there. So we have picked up probably like from 40 players, maybe like 10 or 12 league SBC cards, which is good. And then obviously that means that we're going to have like 30-ish, you know, 25 or 30 non-league SBC cards, which we can put into gold upgrades. So we sold another bronze, which is quite nice. Grayson there for 300. So what I mean by why it takes so much longer now, and why last year this was absolutely fine to do, but this year isn't, is so let's take silver upgrades as a prime example. Last year, you could go to find your silvers, go to the league that you wanted. So we'll go to League One because obviously we don't care about these. Add in the silvers. Now, once again, I'm just going to hold on to the rares. You know, obviously they just have a bit more value. Now we don't have that many. And then you'd go to the next league, you know, and okay, we don't have that many here either. Then you'd go to the next league. Obviously, we'll go to the French League 2. Probably don't have many of these either. And what you'd do then, which is good that we've only got 1 spot left, is you'd then go to the next league, which would be the Serie B, and you'd pop your final silver in, right? So we pop our final silver in there, and we turn our team in when we've got the chemistry available, which shouldn't be too tricky. Let's pop him over there. So you turn your thing in, and then what you want to do is you go straight back into building the squad again. So you go straight back into the silver upgrade, straight back into start from scratch. Last year, when you went back into your club and went to search, it would remember where you were. It would remember that you were searching for silver players. It would remember that you're at the Serie B. Just the amount of time it takes me to search for silver in a Serie B, it's only a few seconds right now. But once you start getting into, like, you know, the Chinese league, the Dutch league, the Finnish league, the Greek league, first of all, it just takes a few extra seconds to get there, which sucks, right? But also, you now have to remember where you were, like what league you were at, what league you've done. And it makes it, as I say, it just adds a dramatic element of time that just doesn't need to be there. And EA have done that on purpose to slow down the rate in which people can do the League SBC grind. So for sure, there is a couple other methods that I use where you can kind of get some quick, some quick like way, basically. So some quick, why was that really big there? I don't know why I get a boost there, but because of the striker. Yeah, there's for sure a way where you can get it a little bit quicker initially, and that's by doing it how I just did it then. So you just go to the lowest of your silvers, and then you just pick out manually, knowing which leagues are League SBCs and which aren't. You can just pick them out manually, right? So we go silver, we go low, and then we just tab here, and we go, okay, so England 3, I'm going to keep the rares. Turkish League I want to keep. We move to page 2. We need to keep all of that. And why this is good, like very quickly, is because you can just easily pick out the ones that you need from the lowest. What happens over time, however, is you'll get to a point where you then have to like tab down 10 or 12 or 15 pages of this to start getting to the mid-range of players. And it then again starts becoming more and more of a time sink, and it just less and less worthwhile. So I suppose if you keep on top of your club, if you keep on top of, you know, like bronze and silvers, and make sure that you have as few as possible, as often as possible, and just set it up so that, you know, you build, I don't know, let's say for an example, we've got a right back available there. No, let's say for an example, you build, surely we're going to have a spot here. I should be able to do that. There we go. Yeah, let's say, for example, you build 10 bronze packs at a time. Once you built those 10, you then go and replenish bronze players. Build 10 more, replenish. Build 10 more, replenish. Build 10 more, replenish. Then you open all of those, and then until you can build 10 silver packs, and basically keep the number of players that you have in your club minimal to speed up the efficiency levels. That could be good. And then all you'll have is the League SBC bronze, silvers, and golds in your club. You might miss out on an occasion on selling off some silver right wing that's rare, that bangs in value, but that's not what we're doing here. The League SBC grind is a different method to club stock and then selling when they become value and so on and so forth. But ultimately that comes down to you. So that's where we're at for today's video, guys. In the next video, I will continue grinding out my club, get more silver packs, look at what teams I can build, because we might be able to start rebuilding in some other teams, and just see what I want to do with this account going forwards, because now it's at that point where it's such a long grind that I would rather do this on my Road to Glory account, where it's actually going to benefit me as well, rather than just a video series. I think I've already proven that it works. You know, we started with minimal coins. We now have more coins than what we started with, obviously. We've got a trade pile full of items. We've got loads of players in the club. We've completed a League SBC entirely. So, you know, the system works. I know you guys want more out of this to see what I can do with this account, but because of the change in price of the League SBCs and what that entails us to have to do to carry on progressing further, it's back at that point again where I just don't want to do it. I like, for want of a better phrase, I literally can't be bothered to do it. It's just not worth my time. And I don't think, unless you're desperate for coins, I don't think it's worth your time. There are far more efficient ways of making coins out there that aren't the League SBC grinds that you could use to make coins if that's what your primary goal is to do. So with this bronze pack here, guys, where we get another couple of good players there, that is going to be the end of the video. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.